Maximilian Maria Joseph Karl Gabriel Lemoral Reichsfreiherr von und zu Weichs and der Glon, November 12, 1881 to September 27, 1954, was a German military officer who rose to the rank of Generalfeldmarschall, Field Marshal, in the Wehrmacht during World War II. Born into an aristocratic family, he had a long and distinguished military career that spanned both world wars, though it was also marked by controversy due to his involvement in war crimes. Below is a comprehensive account of his life, based on available historical records. Early life and education, 1881–1900. Maximilian von Weichs was born on November 12, 1881, in Dessau, in the Duchy of Anhalt, German Empire, to a noble family. His father was a Prussian cavalry officer and former Rittmeister in the Anhalt Landwehr Regiment, who later served as a colonel. After his father's early death in 1891, Weichs and his mother relocated to Munich, where he attended the Wilhelmsgymnasium, a prestigious secondary school. He graduated with his Abitur, high school diploma, and pursued a military career, following in his father's footsteps. Early military career in World War I, 1900–1918. In July 1900, Weichs joined the Bavarian army as a Fahnenjunker, officer cadet, in the 2nd Heavy Cavalry Regiment, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Este, in Landshut. He was promoted to lieutenant in March 1902 and served in various cavalry staff roles from 1905. Between 1910 and 1913, he attended the Kriegsakademie, War Academy, in Munich, qualifying him for general staff and administrative duties. During World War I, Weichs served as a liaison officer with the rank of Rittmeister, cavalry captain, on the staff of the Bavarian Cavalry Division and later with the general staff of the 3rd Bavarian Army Corps. He participated in several key battles, including those at Lagardy, Lorraine, Champagne, the Somme, and in Flanders. His service earned him the Iron Cross 2nd Class, September 20, 1914, and 1st Class, November 12, 1915, as well as 2 Bavarian orders for his contributions. Interwar years and rise in the Reichswehr, 1918–1939. After World War I, Weichs remained in the newly formed Reichswehr, the German military under the Weimar Republic, which was limited by the Treaty of Versailles. He held various general staff positions and served as an instructor, leveraging his wartime experience. From 1928 to 1930, he commanded the 18th Cavalry Regiment in Stuttgart-Cannstatt and was promoted to Oberstleutnant, lieutenant colonel, in 1928 and Oberst, colonel, in 1930. In 1933, shortly after Adolf Hitler's rise to power, Weichs was promoted to Generalmajor and appointed as the 3rd Infantry Leader in Potsdam. Later that year, he took command of the 3rd Cavalry Division in Weimar. In 1935, under his leadership, this division was transformed into Germany's 1st Panzer Division, reflecting the modernization of the German military. His successful leadership in maneuvers impressed Army Commander-in-Chief Werner von Fritsch, showcasing the continued influence of aristocratic cavalry officers in the Wehrmacht. Weichs was promoted to Generalleutnant in April 1935 and General der Kavallerie in 1936. In October 1937, Weichs was appointed commanding general of the 13th Army Corps and Wehrkreis 13 in Nuremberg. He briefly faced dismissal by Hitler for being non-cooperative, but was quickly reinstated. In 1938, he led his corps in the German annexation of the Sudetenland, a key step in Nazi territorial expansion. World War II, early campaigns, 1939–1941. At the outbreak of World War II in September 1939, Weichs commanded the 13th Army Corps during the invasion of Poland, playing a significant role in the capture of Lodz and Warsaw. His corps was part of the 8th Army under General Johannes Blaskowitz. Following the Polish campaign, in October 1939, Weichs was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the 2nd Army, part of Gerd von Rundstedt's Army Group A, in preparation for the invasion of France. In 1940, Weichs led the 2nd Army during the Battle of France, contributing to the rapid German victory. His forces broke through French defenses along the Aisne River in a 2-day battle during Fall Rot, Case Red, earning him the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross on June 29, 1940, and a promotion to Generaloberst, Colonel General, on July 19, 1940. In April 1941, Weichs commanded the 2nd Army during the Balkans campaign, reinforced by a mountain corps and Panzergruppe von Kleist. He accepted the surrender of the Yugoslav army on April 16, 1941, and was mentioned in the Wehrmachtsbericht, Armed Forces Report, for his role in crossing the Drava River under challenging conditions. His leadership in Yugoslavia included issuing harsh reprisal orders, such as a directive on May 19, 1941, mandating the execution of 100 Serbs for each German soldier wounded by partisans, a policy that contributed to significant civilian casualties. Operation Barbarossa and Stalingrad, 1941–1943. During Operation Barbarossa, the German invasion of the Soviet Union starting June 22, 1941, Weichs led the Second Army under Army Group Center, commanded by Field Marshal Fedor von Bock. His forces participated in major engagements, including the Battle of Kiev, where they helped encircle Soviet forces, and the battles of Smolensk, Vyazma, and Bryansk. Weichs was mentioned multiple times in the Wehrmachtsbericht for his contributions to these victories. However, he faced health issues in November 1941, temporarily handing command to General der Panzertruppe Schmidt, but returned by December to lead defensive operations during the harsh Russian winter. In July 1942, during Operation Case Blue, Fall Blau, the German offensive in southern Russia, Weichs was appointed commander of Army Group B, succeeding von Bock, who was sacked after disagreements with Hitler. Army Group B was a formidable force, comprising the 2nd Army, Hans von Salmuth, 4th Panzer Army, Hermann Hoth, 6th Army, Friedrich Paulus, and Allied forces including the 2nd Hungarian Army, 8th Italian Army, and the 3rd and 4th Romanian armies. Tasked with advancing towards Stalingrad and covering an 800-kilometer front, Weichs warned that his lines were stretched too thinly, but Hitler dismissed his concerns. The Soviet Operation Uranus in November 1942 exploited the weaker Romanian armies on Weichs' flanks, encircling the 6th Army in Stalingrad. Weichs advocated for a retreat, but Hitler refused, leading to a catastrophic defeat. As a result, Weichs fell out of favor, and parts of Army Group B were reassigned to a new Army Group Dawn under Erich von Manstein. In February 1943, the remnants of Army Group B merged into a reconstituted Army Group South, also led by Manstein, and Weichs was placed in the Führer Reserve. Despite this, he was promoted to Generalfeldmarschall on February 1, 1943, possibly as a consolation for his loss of command. Balkans and final military service, 1943–1945. In August 1943, Weichs was recalled to active service as Commander-in-Chief of Army Group F and OB Sudost, overseeing German forces in the Balkans, Yugoslavia, Greece, Albania, and Thrace, from his headquarters in Belgrade and later Vukovar. His primary tasks were to defend against a potential Allied invasion and suppress growing partisan resistance. In April 1944, he was also appointed commander of all German troops in Hungary. In late 1944, Weichs organized a strategic retreat of German forces from Greece and most of Yugoslavia, navigating rough terrain and heavy partisan resistance. This retreat, conducted against Hitler's orders, was a significant achievement, minimizing German losses. For this, he was awarded the Oak Leaves to his Knight's Cross on February 5, 1945. However, his operations in the Balkans involved brutal anti-partisan measures, including reprisal killings of civilians, which later led to war crime allegations. Weichs was transferred to the Führer Reserve on March 25, 1945, as Nazi Germany collapsed. He retired from military service and was arrested by American forces near Atal, Bavaria, on May 2, 1945. Post-war years in Nuremberg trials, 1945–1954. During the Nuremberg trials, Weichs was implicated in war crimes related to the mass killing of civilians in the Balkans, particularly due to his reprisal orders in Yugoslavia. He was scheduled to face the U.S. Army's hostages trial, but his poor health led to the suspension of his case, and he was released without being judged or sentenced. Weichs married Margareta von Nieswand in 1928, but little is known about his personal life post-war. He lived quietly in West Germany and died on September 27, 1954, at Schloss Rosberg in Bornheim-Rosberg, near Bonn, at the age of 72. His grave is located at Fredhof in Der Kirch Street, Severin in Aachen. Awards and recognitions: Iron Cross, 1914, Second Class, September 20, 1914, First Class, November 12, 1915. Iron Cross, 1939, Second Class, September 18, 1939, First Class, September 29, 1939. Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross, June 29, 1940, for the French campaign. Oak leaves to the Knight's Cross, February 5, 1945, for the Balkans retreat. Multiple mentions in the Wehrmacht, 1941-1943. Legacy and controversy. Maximilian von Weichs was a capable military commander whose career reflected the transition from cavalry to modern armored warfare. His leadership in Poland, France, the Balkans, and the Soviet Union demonstrated strategic competence, but his role in Stalingrad highlighted the limitations imposed by Hitler's interference. His involvement in brutal anti-partisan operations in the Balkans remains a dark stain on his record, contributing to the deaths of numerous civilians. While he escaped prosecution due to health reasons, his association with war crimes underscores the complex and often troubling legacy of Wehrmacht officers during the Nazi era. Sources: Weichs, von, Maximilian, tracesofwar.com. Maximilian von Weichs, Wikipedia. Weichs, Maximilian Maria Joseph Karl Gabriel Lasmoral Freiherr von, WW2 gravestone. Maximilian von Weichs, World War II database. Maximilian Weichs biography, biographs.org. Maximilian von Weichs, Military Wiki, fandom. Maximilian von Weichs, Historica Wiki, fandom. Maximilian Reichsfreiherr von Weichs, tracesofwar.com. Maximilian von Weichs, Wikipedia, German. Generalfeldmarschall Maximilian Freiherr von Weichs, Lexikon der Wehrmacht. Maximilian Freiherr von Weichs, find a grave memorial. This biography aims to provide a factual and balanced account of Weichs' life, critically examining his military achievements and the moral complexities of his actions during World War II.